This is for the Attorney General, Erek Barron, Department of Justice, the FBI of Baltimore. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the Democratic Party of Maryland, Gov.O'Malley's mob machine. I started a documentary about Gov.O'Malley and the criminal enterprise he was creating in 2006. It's called Get Shorty. It was about the money you made off stop and frisk and zero tolerance. Barbara Mikulski, John Cardens, Ben Cardens, the Maryland Democratic Party, Delegate Stephanie Smith. Y'all can't use your positions of power to shield the corruption. In Chicago, they had an investigation. It was called Operation GREYLORD. That's all I did to you, Operation GREYLORD. I showed you the judges, the lawyers, and the politicians that get paid to lock up black people behind the war on drugs. I did this in 1986. I won that case. It's a precedent-setting case. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. It was about the war on drugs and stopping the war on drugs because of the violence. Fast forward 2022. Man. Book, movie, lawsuit. I'm looking to go to the Supreme Court about the war on drugs. N62528. Nick Mosby, you put your hands on me the other day at a public event. You put your hands on me in a public event. Tessa from the NAACP is holding evidence to go to the grand jury that Mayor Mosby, Nick Mosby, and they've been shielding since 2014. I went to jail. I lost everything I had. You took my truck, my computer, and 13 years worth of 13 movies, books, and shit on February the 7th, 2011. It took me 11 years to rebuild what you took from me. I got it all together and I put it in a book. I'm the 2021 Weaver Award winner. I went from Baltimore's worst to Baltimore's best. Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby, Mayor Brandon Scott, the Baltimore City Council, y'all had evidence and knowledge of corruption and did nothing. You've been using your powers to protect the corruption, using your seats of power. Ryan Dorsey got a Jailhouse Diary. Mayor Brandon Scott got the criminal charges against Scott Shellenberger. Marilyn Mosby refused to press the charges against Scott Shellenberger, but now she getting ready to go to jail. She between a rock and a hard place. That's why Nick put his hands on me at the event the other day. Nick Mosby, Tessa, John Cardens, Brian Frost, we was all at the NAACP in 2014. I got the book. I got the pictures. I blew the whistle on y'all on 2010. I gave you the judges, the lawyers, and the politicians, and then WMAR got it. See that? I never got a trial. This right here is Barbara Mikulski. Told you I was filming a documentary about your prison industry. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the criminality in the courts. That's Shorty. I went from Baltimore's worst to Baltimore's best. I'm an artist. I'm an activist. And I'm potty training politicians. I'm shitting on you. You feel me? We talking about mass incarceration. 2014, Brown Ullman, you got the book. Also at the Baltimore Sun, Benjamin Jealous was there. Scott Shellenberger was there. I gave you the book. Y'all got mad that I applied for Martin Luther King's job. I was kidnapped by the state, and Adam May did an hour-and-a-half interview. You got to get that whole hour-and-a-half interview up to the people. That's Rod Rosenstein, Capelhoff, Department of Justice. Y'all been shielding this. Rod Rosenstein, Erek Barron. Y'all got this information, and Johnny Oleski asked for an investigation. These is green cards, and I'm not an immigrant. That's legal mail, and y'all got to answer that. If you don't answer it, like I said, we're going to the Supreme Court of the United States. That's a writ of certiorari. Y'all paid him for beating him. Y'all tried to pay her. I'm doing this for money. I'm doing it for change. Social media for social change. I'm an activist. I'm an activist, and my activism is very, very well known. I'm famous for putting toilets on the city because this is the shittiest city in America. The Real News got this in 2014 when they opened up. That's my producer and film crew, and that's the dungeon with everything in it, all the evidence. If you go to Rob Fix got everything. Movie about honoring our parents, our mother and our fathers. Like I said, I'm the 2021 Weaver Award winner. I went from Baltimore's worst to Baltimore's best. You feel me? And I'm honoring my family and standing up for my family. That's the Community Verizon Award. They will congratulate a person doing the same thing as you, just not you, just because it's you. And this is why it is. That's Commissioner Belfield. All right. Like I said, that's Kurt Anderson. And that's Diamond Tay Brown. I'm working with the teachers union. You feel me? That's the Minority Report. That's Bilal. And Bilal know all about this. Like I said, I'm honoring my mother and my father. I won the Weaver Awards 2021. So I made a book all about Baltimore. This is all about Baltimore. All about Baltimore. Kevin Bilal, Kurt Anderson. Governor Hogan, you got evidence and knowledge of corruption, and you ain't did nothing about it. You had it since 2014. You had me removed from the ballot. That's voter suppression. I'm getting ready to send all this information to the Board of Elections and and I'm getting ready to refile the charges against Scott Shellenberger. Going to Judge Carrion, and Judge Carrion gonna get it, and the Board of Elections is gonna get it, and they're gonna get it this week. Boyd Rutherford, you too. Like I said, I was making a movie about the courts and the criminality in the courts. Baltimore City, Lake County, and Baltimore County. City, county, state, and federal levels. We're going to talk about the corruption like D'Souza, Ed Norris. We're going to talk about Fox 45, Jane Miller, Barry Sims, Rachel Aragon. We're going to show you the role the media have been playing in misinformation. Like I said, I'm making a book. I'm going to fill in the pages. That's WMAR. Like I said, we getting ready to fill in the pages. And it's all about your money behind the prison industry. The new face of old Jim Crow. That's Judge Bell. That's Scott Shellenberger. Judge Bell had information and they destroyed it. That makes you parties to a crime. And that's me. The gorilla in the mist. We talking about the money behind the machine. And that's the DVD. Y'all got that. We ain't supposed to bury our kids supposed to bury us. And that's Governor O'Malley. Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby. Y'all want to protect white supremacy? Well, Governor O'Malley and 52 members going to jail. 52 members of Governor O'Malley's mob machine going to jail. If they don't go to jail, like I said, I'm making a movie and a book. And this book going to get filled up with your stories. Right here, the great race debate. Y'all stole this from me. I went home on vacation, came back on probation. Then you locked me up again. Kai Jackson know all about it. It's a documentary. That's WJZ. Documentary. Maryland's prison industry. Your cash cow and the return. Get all videos and legal material. All right. And y'all got to produce that. That's Rob Fix, Cal Ripken. And that's what I turned in. I blew the whistle on y'all on January the 11th, 2011. These are the cases. I never got a trial. 24C 210. That's for a $54 million lawsuit. 07 CF 4988. $2.5 billion class action lawsuit. 0825. That's Jake Davis, James Hammond, and the corruption in your courts. And y'all going to be addressed. The corruption in your courts. That's my family. And that's what you locked me up for, a bomb threat. That's the Department of Justice, Erek Barron, Sarah Marquette, yeah, Rod Rosenstein, Alan Locks. Like I said, I blew the whistle. That's me, TNP Engineering. I'm a project manager. That's Detective Collins. Y'all got that. And that's Commissioner Belfield. Congressman Cummings and Stephanie Rawlins Blake got that too. Congressman Cummings' legacy gonna be a legacy of lies. Man, I'm gonna shit on Congressman Cummings so much, y'all gonna really be mad. Yeah, he is not a champion of justice. He's a champion for Jim Crow justice. That's Mayor Brandon Scott, Nick Mosby. I know, that's Mayor Brandon Scott and Mayor Jack Young. I got a picture with Kwasi Mfume. That's Governor Glendenning. This is the truck you took from me. My meat tastes good in your mouth. Got a story called Shorty. It's my intellectual property. And that's the bag. You always talk about get the bag. That bag is worth $250 million. I got everything in it. It got transcripts. It got court records. It got everything in it. DVDs, master copies. It had contracts. Man, $250 million bag. That's my house. When y'all came in my house, That shows you what I had. I had $20,000 worth of African art. I had over $50,000 worth of clothes. The contents of my house was worth over $100,000. That's the truck that you took, and that's in the Baltimore County Police Department. Like I said, I'm getting ready to write a book all about Baltimore. That's the case right there. 2011, I was supposed to be at my mother's funeral. You kidnapped me from my mother's funeral. That's Governor O'Malley and the black kids in Baltimore. And that's evidence that I gave him in front of everybody. Because what I do in the light of day. I go to your public events and I confront you. That's when Trump came to town. Yeah. And like I said, these are the activists in Baltimore. That's Boom, that's me, that's Tawanda, and that's Devin Allen and Condell. You feel me? Ask Devin Allen who I am. Everybody in this picture tell you that I'm the activist in Baltimore. That's Condell and Devin, Tawanda Jones, me, and Boom. These is my kids. I was doing this for my kids. This wasn't for money. I lead protests in Baltimore. See me? And I used the toilet to do it. That's when we came through the inner harbor. Nobody never marched through the inner harbor. I took them through the inner harbor and y'all got scared. That's Starbucks. And that's me, the 2021 Weaver Award winner. We weaving. You feel me? You got it? We weaving. That's me. That's the real news. That's me weaving at Starbucks. Starbucks and Shorty. That's your representatives. Like I said, I'm making a movie about Baltimore, and I ain't got to change nobody's name. Y'all let David Simon do The Wire. Y'all let Justin Fenton talk about we own the city. No, they don't own the city. Corruption runs the city. You feel me? That's Ben Jealous. That's the equity doc. And he ain't opened his mouth. Racism don't work without black cooperation. Y'all make a lot of money exploiting black tragedies and don't do nothing to help the black community. You feel me? You don't do nothing to help the black community. You went to the University of Wisconsin? So did I. You ain't open your mouth. You joined the Baltimore block because you need a street cred. You don't have no street cred. You're not a street person. And you don't care about the streets. You're a have. I'm a have-not. Have-nots versus the haves. Racism don't work without black cooperation. You talk about the red line? No. Say racism. Use real words instead of those dog whistle words. Like I said, book about you, Judge. You see me in public, you don't want to open your mouth. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore block. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore block. You joined the block to get credit. Your credit has been revoked. Like I said, it's activism. I'm an activist. This is homeless activists in Baltimore. You feel me? Tony Simmons, Pam, and Christopher Riley. I'm an activist against the police, and I ain't scared of the police. Baltimore County ain't under the dissent decree. Baltimore City is. So we need a federal investigation in the Baltimore County's police, their judges, their lawyers, and the politicians. We got 52 members out there. Chief Johnson kidnapped me. And every time I see Chief Johnson, I chase him out of the building. I chase him out of Baltimore County, and I chase him out of Baltimore City. And if I see anybody that had anything to do with me getting locked up, I might check you. Like I said, this is the activist in Baltimore. That's Ron Matz. He's a friend of mine. That's Kevin Davis. That's Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis kidnapped a little black boy, and y'all kidnapped me. And y'all thinking that kidnapping black people is cool, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. I need a federal investigation. Kidnapping's a criminal charge. That's Mayor Dixon and the equity doc, and y'all had them on stage at the Real News, and I crashed your party. I got on stage too, and I said what I had to say. Sheila Dixon been shielding this, and the equity doc been shielding this. That's the haves in Baltimore versus the have-nots. Martin Luther King told y'all about that in the 68 campaign, the campaign to public shame, when he was in Chicago. That's Corey McRae. He got this information, ain't opened his mouth. Corey McRae, Nick Mosby. Yeah, y'all working together. Tom Perez, Shannon Sneed. Yeah. I'm outing all of y'all. 52 members of the Democratic Party that's selling black people out. And you at the top of the list. I'm potty training politicians. People pay attention. Like I said, Merry Christmas. It's art and activism, the art of protest. That's Sharon Galloway. All right. That's David Robinson. Y'all know who he is. Trifling, lying media. He ain't opened his mouth, and the Baltimore Sun had this since 2006. The Baltimore Sun, the Baltimore Brew, Fern Shin, and Jane Miller. That's Baynard Woods. He asked Baynard Woods about me. Ask him. I'm getting ready to fill this book up with stories. That's Bob Ehrlich. I helped to get the Bob Ehrlich elected in 2000 when he got elected. And y'all know who she is. That's Annie Chambers. Like I said, I'm an activist in Baltimore. That's me at Tubman Grove, dedicating Harriet Tubman's park. That's me at Martin Luther King's house in Atlanta, sitting on the porch at Martin Luther King's house. Like I said, we're going to fill this book up. That's me at Ravens Stadium in the locker room. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. That's me at Caton's Auto. I'm a veteran, honorably discharged veteran, and this is Veterans Day, honoring my father. See who that is? That's the people I work with in the community. That's Johnny Oleski, and Johnny Oleski asked for a federal investigation in 2019. It's 2022. 3 years later, you ain't did nothing. You getting ready to run for office again. You can't run for office if you shielding the corruption. You got evidence and knowledge of corruption, and you ain't did nothing about it. Giving me a letter ain't nothing. I need you to act on that information. Johnny Oleski, Izzy, the Baltimore County Council, y'all been protecting Scott Shellenberger. Just like Operation GREYLORD. House of Cards is falling down. I'm writing a book. That's me and Tawanda Jones. Mic check. You see who he is. He dead. He gone. The old guard, the good old boys. That's Delegate Sheila Roof. She gonna testify on my behalf. That's Sam Cunningham. He been protecting white supremacy in Lake County, Illinois. He was selling out black people. He was the first black mayor, and he gave up his blackness to protect white supremacy in Lake County, Illinois. Sam Cunningham had a yellow envelope I gave to him when he first got elected. He put it in the bottom left-hand corner of his drawer. That envelope is evidence, and he been having knowledge of that. Sam Cunningham is bad for the community because he been eating off of black tragedies to make white people happy. Like I said, the new face of old Jim Crow. That's Perry Singer, homeless advocate, and I'm a homeless advocate. That's Delegate Brooks. Delegate Brooks been silent on this. I got Delegate Brooks on film. I got all of y'all on film. That's why I'm making a movie. I don't need you to sign a movie release. Social media for social change. That's me and Boom at City Hall. That's Ted Sutton and Shorty. You feel me? These is my kids. You feel me? My grandkids. And I'm famous for toilets, and I'm going to run with that. We're going to be selling toilets. And toilets to the Supreme Court. You feel me? These are people I deal with. This is Rosa from the Corinthians. We cook together. That's Zach. He been coming to me since he was a little boy. Freaky. All right? That's Zach. That's Mary Washington. Me and Mary Washington had a conversation at Ace Hardware. It's called Checks and Balances. No part of the government is stronger than the other. And y'all letting Scott Shellenberger run free. Judicial, executive, and legislative. City, county, state, and federal levels. City, county, state, and federal levels. Chris Van Hollen, Card, and Sarbanes. Y'all got mad when I shut y'all shit down at City Hall. I'm going to be shutting you down every time you're out in public. Unless you act on that information, you're parties to a crime. You're parties to a crime. Senator Antonio Hayes got a book called I Am Dred Scott. That's evidence. See the man photo bombing? That's security. Y'all know all about it. That's Jack Young. Jack says yes. That's Commissioner Harrison. Commissioner Harrison has all this information. He got a yellow envelope. When he came to town, Commissioner Harris can go to jail for protecting corruption. Commissioner Harris had evidence and knowledge. Commissioner Harris ain't did nothing. Every time I go up, you see they ain't locked me up. I'm the most unarrestable black man in Baltimore. Commissioner Harris, Commissioner Belfield, Ed Norris, D'Souza, Batts, Davis. Man, y'all are slave catchers, and y'all been protecting the property of the master. That's all you here for in Baltimore. You don't want to stop the violence because you get to lock up more black people. If you want to stop the violence in the war on drugs. You came from Louisiana, one of the biggest prisons in America. Yeah, one of the biggest prisons in America. It was also one of the biggest plantations. The biggest plantations. We traded the penitentiary for the plantation, cotton for cocaine, and you making black America your cash crop. That's CNN. Don Lemon, CNN. Yeah, when CNN came to Baltimore, I told y'all about this. That's when I started shutting you down. You can't do no live feeds if I say no. If I see you, shut it down. Ask CNN. That's where it started at. Mic check. That's Fern Shin. Fern Shin had evidence. She took pictures in 2011. The toilet in front of the school board was about the corruption in the school board. Project Baltimore, man, I gave y'all that information 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Now y'all want to claim to be champions for justice. Fern Shin is the new face of old Jim Crow. She stirs the pot. 2020, she gonna lick the spoon. Like I said, that's Kevin Davis and the Oreos. And that's me cooking for the Baltimore City Police Department. That's my son, Philip. We talking about race and racism in your courts and in your police department. Commissioner Hyatt is a witness. She was in the room. She gonna have to testify. Y'all know who he is. Icons in Baltimore. Like I said, I'm a father to my kids. Happy Father's Day to me. These are the activists in Baltimore. You know Naveed. He's a very well learned and real written individual. And you know Mama. You know Mama Saray. And you know Shorty. That's Dessler from the Baltimore Sun. And he had this. You feel me? That's me. And that's Mark Steiner. That's Mark Steiner and Shorty. That's me cooking in the community. That's Kirk Smoke. Kirk Smoke said end the war on drugs a long time ago. That's Broshin. You feel me? That's Senator Broshin. That's Learman, Bill Ferguson, and Corey McRae. You feel me? If Justin Fenton said we own the city, well, I'm going to show you what runs the city. The corruption that runs the city. You don't deserve to serve. You need to be taken off the ballot. You got evidence and knowledge of corruption in the courts and the money you make off black bodies. Bill Ferguson, you do too. Corey McRae, racism don't work without black cooperation. And it's a shame that your black face won't open your black mouth to speak up for me. Silence is consent. You protect the white supremacy. That's Tony. Tony been taking care of me. Tony gave me a job. I've been working at the Corinthians for 15 years. You feel me? When y'all built the FBI building, your workers came over there. I know how the FBI building is built. They used to come to the Corinthians. That's Natalia, Baltimore Teachers Union. All right, that's my bestie. And that's Mayor Pugh. Mayor Pugh got evidence and she gonna testify. She don't testify, she going back to jail. Do not pass go. We playing Monopoly. Mayor Pugh gave me the Community Verizon Award. So Mayor Pugh gonna talk about it. Shorty and Mayor Pugh. Yeah, like that Stop Snitching video. Is she gonna snitch? Caton's Auto. And like I said, y'all made me famous for toilets. I'm gonna run with that shit. These is the kids and Ted Sutton. And that's my dog Whitey. And everybody loves Whitey. Like I said, the book getting ready to get filled. All about Baltimore. All about Baltimore. Gonna fill in the pages. That's Ryan Dorsey. Ryan Dorsey been knowing me since he was a little kid. He used to come to my store on Falls Road. Ryan Dorsey is a Baltimore City councilman. Ryan Dorsey has a Jailhouse Diary, and then he opened his mouth. That's Senator Ben Cardin. I told Ben Cardin I was making a documentary. He said he couldn't be in the documentary, but the documentary was about him. It's about nepotism, how you protect your power. The new face of old Jim Crow. Like I said, I'm doing a documentary. Y'all let Justin Fenton do We Own the City? Well, I don't have to have nobody sign the movie releases. Social media for social changes. Me and Ben Cardin ever since I started this. That's Washington, D.C. at the White House. And I took the toilet to the White House. That's Jack and Shorty. That's Rihanna and Shorty. And that's my family. Like I said, you kidnapped me from my family. That's me at the art show. Me feeding the homeless people. Yeah. That's Donna when she got her award. Like I said, I'm the cook in Baltimore. I feed Baltimore. This is activism in Baltimore. It's activism in Baltimore. Books over bars, education instead of incarceration. Feeding the community, building gardens and building relationships. You feel me? Feeding the homeless. I even cook kids on Sunday, the bad ones. This is the Robinson boys. They boxers now. These are the Robinson boys. Show you how long I've been dealing with them. Sean Robinson. They're boxers, professional boxers now. That's Lenny from the Corinthians. Yeah, you see who I got in here? I got Baltimore in this book. I got the kids in the book. I got the people in the book. That's Samuel Robinson. That's me cooking in the community. That's me in front of the courthouse. Y'all got mad because I applied for Martin Luther King's job. Social media for social change. You feel me? This is America. You feel me? This is America. Being black and white America 2022. Ain't no difference being black and white America in 1822 or 1922. I never asked to come here. My family never asked to come here. But in 2022, I'm asking to leave. Social media for social change. Supreme Court or the grand jury. You got 52 members of the Democratic Party that need justice. And it ain't going to be just us. I applied for Martin Luther King's job. I'm an activist, not a terrorist. I'm the 2021 Weaver Award winner. And I'm weaving a better Baltimore. They will congratulate the person doing the same thing as you. All right? The same thing as you, just not you because it's you. I'm Shorty. I ain't gonna never change.